For real. Now, I'm going to try not to lose my mind because, this video will go down. Now, okay, Hakeem Jeffries came out there. I know that's a lot of people favor him. Okay, I'll just let it go like that. And the Schumacrat, when they walked out there, this is what I had in my head. I was hoping that they would ask for the people that heads up the S&P 500, and those are the same people that was at the inauguration: Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Sundar Pichai, and I know Dougie Fresh, aka Doug McMillan, was there of Walmart. Those are the people that he should said they need to come forth and take a stand against the president. Because I'm going to tell you something. I worked for Walmart for years. And this is a sincere narc oligarch. And they're Republicans, but they're probably looking at these aren't the Republicans that we started out with. And they probably take issues with that. They laying back. But I'm going to tell you, Walmart is the type that they take whole market teams out. They come through slaying, slashing, and killing. So now you got the clash of the Titans. And you think that little Mike Johnson up there telling Rand Paul he done made this little rule and it's gonna work, baby? When that last crate come out of there on in May, whenever we get the last shipment, Walmart gonna lose their mind. Because, you gotta understand, Donald didn't run successful companies like Walmart. Walmart was the big behemoth that ran everybody out of the neighborhood, and people had to stop putting these big stores in their neighborhood, protesting that. So comparing Trump to Walmart, him not running successful business and Walmart running their business, they not about to, go under. Not Walmart. Not Dougie Fresh. Them Walmarts. You got a player on your hand now. And a lot of the players that's not saying anything, the prime time example is looking at Jeff Bezos. Isn't he being drugged around like a Muppet baby? Because every time something happened and the president don't get his hair cream, he don't get his tanning cream, he gonna drag Jeff Bezos back out there again. And that's the example. That's what Paul Weiss and them need to look at. That's what these colleges need to look at. Every time something happens, you're going to be drugged through the mud. You're going to have to kneel, kiss the ring, the booty. You're going to be singing Mary J. Blige, I'm Going Down. That's what's going to happen to you, because if you all don't stop this now, it's going to be a massive fight. As they say, the enemy within. That's probably how the Constitution was wrote. For the people that's inside of the nation that's going to war with each other. Because in that book, Woody, what was the name of the book that we read from Rachel Maddow?
A prequel.
Prequel.
America's Fight Against Fascism.
American Fight Against Fascism. Hey, they did it once, twice. They're going to keep doing it. And like they say, we need a revolution. And here we are. And I was hoping that Schumacrat and Hakeem could give AOC and Bernie Sanders, they don't need their blessings. But this is what the people want. This is what the people want. As the OJ say, you have to give the people what they want. And it's time to give the people what they want. And that's what they want. They want somebody that's going to fight for them. And coming out here making those statements, because like I said, you brothers could have rolled out there and said, hey, where's the S&P 500? You was at the inauguration. And now everything that's going to happen, it's going to leave us high and dry. And as I said, Paul Weiss, Columbia, many people kissed the ring, bowed down. But okay, look at Jeff Bezos. He's the prime time example. Every time something come up, they're going to drag him. And they just letting you know that's the way they're going to treat you too. But like I said, bro, to secular talk, it's on. Because, like I said, I worked for Walmart for many years. And they pride themselves in tearing up people, creating an atmosphere of fear. The same thing that the president has done. And they're not going to back down. And if you think that little law that Mike made is going to stand, that ain't going to stand. Because like I say, once they ain't got, in COVID, when it wasn't no toilet tissue, when it wasn't no, they was out their mind on the alcohol, on just the basic needs. But see, they're going to be sitting up there saying, look, Donald, you lost all your companies. And my father, ancestors, whatever, they worked hard to get here. And we're not about to go down. And so I think what you need to do is call your GOP, the Republicans, who have laid down and died, and I guess they say they scared, but see, I'm not even buying that no more. But whatever happens, that is not going to work. And I think this is the hand that will rock the cradle. It's on. It's going to be the clash of the titans. Oligarch narcs against oligarch narcs. And like China said, don't blame them. We need to have a revolution. We need to take back our country. Our middle class was sold out. You know, that's not China's fault. China say that's our fault. Because what? We wanted the cars. We want everything we wanted was money, but we didn't build. China say they built. They have more cars. They have the infrastructure. We don't. Because we value something different. So once again, bro, the Republicans or MAGA or whatever they call themselves today, they going down. And it's going to be a fight. And S&P 500, you think they like losing their money? I don't think so. Jerome Powell is looking at this like, okay. What did you say, Mike Johnson? Who rules this? Because now, this is where the worm will turn. They're going to find out that the president's name might be president in name only. Because all these people, that's the 1% that's got all this power, they not finna lose their business like the president did. They not gonna boogie for that. They're not. And so, good luck, Mike and Rand Paul. You know, I ain't really never liked you either. And it's kind of strange of giving props to people that I never thought I would give props to. But I give credit where credit was due. But you still haven't, as Bro said, Secular Talk said, you still ain't came out there on the other issues, and that make you a lot sketchy. So I'm going to be nice, which is hard to do. And the next time Schumacrat and the next time Hakeem step out and ask that the S&P, the same dudes that was up there at the inauguration, that makes up that Fortune 500 company, ask them to join forces. Because if they don't join forces, then their business is going down. Just like Trump's business went down, it's going to go down too. And I just can't see Dougie Fresh tipping out on Walmart like that. He going back to the White House. I don't know where Elon at. He probably already out. You see what happened to his business. So he lost billions of dollars. But baby, this ain't setting well with Apple. This ain't setting well with Walmart. This ain't setting well with the S&P 500, the rest of the gang. As they say, cool in the gang, then lost their cool. And it's going to be hell to the no-no. So shout out to Secular Talk. Bro, I'm watching. And I'll be back at you.